day 21, 3 weeks. Episode, I think I want to say 17. It's raining. Feeling better today. Like, I still didn't have as much. I did a walk and I still felt low energy. Like, but I was feeling good. It's like, spring in my step, tons of energy, going fast, and not that way today. I didn't drink coffee. A little while ago, I had some unsweetened iced tea because I was getting a headache and realized it was probably because I had caffeine. I had 2 burgers for lunch. And I gotta say, I've been doing, because I've had burgers when I go out sometimes, because that's like all I can eat. It's not super expensive besides the steak. And a lot of times they're dry, and it's just like trying to choke it down. But the ones I cook at home, with the like 20% fat, salt and pepper on them, barbecued on the grill, they're delicious. Like, the steak's not much better than those hamburgers when they're juicy and good. Like, those are some good burgers. So I don't know, I haven't been eating because I made some before and they were kind of dry, and I was like, but I don't know, a little fatter hamburger, it's like they're pretty damn good. So it's not like I'm, making myself, can't think of the word, but it's just as good as the steak almost, and it's way cheaper. I'm down 15 pounds, so I'm 195 today, which I think the last time when I lived several years ago in Colorado was the last time I've been that low. And that was, I wasn't eating good, but I was doing way more exercise. Like, I haven't been exercising at all since I've been sick, except for the little walks, slowly, because I can't breathe and I don't feel good. Like, I don't have the energy. So, I'm also probably not eating enough. So I don't know. Tonight I'm going to do 2 little burgers tonight plus a steak, and then I think then I'll have, like, today I just had 2 burgers for lunch, but I think I'm going to do a smaller steak plus the 2 burgers. And I don't do breakfast still, so like still upping my food intake, see if that pumps my energy up. And I'm still not breathing good, but I've been hacking a lot of crap out today, so maybe my hope is that it's working and the stuff's coming out. And then it was the coffee. That'd be great if it was. Hopefully this sounds good on this because it's raining pretty heavy. And one of the things I want to talk about, I forgot to look up her name. Anyways, a big fat surprise. I just heard, a podcast the other day on Carniblog or whatever the new podcast I've been listening to, Carnicast. They were talking about Nick. Oh my God. Well, anyways, the guy from South Africa, the doctor that got all the flack and went to trial and won, he was praising this book. It's Big Fat Surprise. Is one of the best books ever on the whole nutrition thing. And I'm like a quarter way through it, and it's great. I recommend it to anybody who, why America's eating the way it is now and how that all happened. The whole fat's bad for you and all that. It's really good. And I've heard a lot of, like, the backstory of a lot of this stuff, but she's going into detail and hearing a lot more things that I didn't know before. And it's not as a scientific-y, that's a word, like, like Tobbs and stuff. Like, his books are good, but there's some times you're just like, whoa, it's a lot of information and it goes over your head. Hers is more on a level that's easier to understand, I'd say. And then I was listening to Joe Rogan, and they weren't talking about food, but he was talking about a few years ago, like a decade or so ago, like there was these ads against marijuana with like these dogs talking to the girl who's high and like, I really miss you, Kate. I wish you weren't high, and like, but it ended up being that those commercials were all put up by the alcohol, tobacco, and pharmacy industry. they put that up against marijuana. And he was saying, ironically, that, it's like literally the things that have killed unlimited numbers of people, countless numbers of people, alcoholism, tobacco, smoke, and pharmacy, are putting up a thing against a drug, that's literally never killed anybody. And everybody's fine with it because that's the, pot's bad for you in the general consensus of everything. And it's ridiculous if you think about it. And I was thinking, it correlates perfectly, like it's obvious that alcohol kills people. It's obvious that cigarettes kill people. Like it's scientifically, everybody knows it. Prescription drugs kill how many people? And nobody knows anybody that's died from pot. Everybody knows that it doesn't kill you. Like it's a joke, alcoholics beat the wife. You give, pot guys, and it's like, ooh, they're gonna be, let's eat some food, but that still can be pulled over the America. So the fact that, fat's bad for you, even though it's not, and all the science, like if you look into it, it's all bad science, but like people can't believe that like the government or whatever could actually do that. To like, how could they be saying this stuff's bad for you if it's really not? They're saying pot's bad for you, and everybody knows it's not, and they know the other ones are. You know what I mean? And this is one where they say they have scientific proof that fat's bad for you, when there really isn't. So it's like, my point is, it's like the same thing, but it's even better for the food industry because they have proof, technically. Not technically, but sorry, my brain, maybe it's not working too good. Basically that, they've got everything on their side, and so they can get away with this, and the industry and everything. So it's a great conspiracy. You know what I mean? It's handed to them on a platter, because even like the ones where we know it's not true can still socially be acceptable because pot's socially unacceptable to most people, just through marketing, basically. So it's crazy. I don't know. And then what was the other thing I was going to talk about? Sorry, I'm trying to do this and it's pouring rain. Should have done it earlier. The other thing. Oh, it's and that's the other thing where she was talking. Basically the whole fat thing came because all of a sudden in the 50s and the 40s, heart attacks started becoming a big issue. Like that was the number one threat to people, was like heart disease, and they didn't know what was causing it. And then they Ansel Keys figured out he didn't figure it out, but that's what his concept was, and he just kept going with it, even though he never really had proof to prove it, and lots of stuff going against that, actually, lots of evidence. That was the cause, because it raised cholesterol. They thought cholesterol in your, blood was what did it, and they knew that saturated fat raised cholesterol. So that was the whole big thing. But like, imagine if what everybody's been eating forever, all of a sudden they said was bad for you, and what was good for you was this stuff they just invented that they didn't know anything about. Seed oil, blah blah blah, margarine. And that's what you should eat. What could happen? And then look what did happen. Like, I mean, it's absurd when you think about it. Like, they don't know anything about that stuff. They still don't know what happens. I mean, there's pretty solid evidence that, like, seed oils and polysaturated fats and all that stuff cause cancer and all kinds of stuff in other animals. And that's what for decades we've been told to eat instead of the stuff we've lived on forever, lard and beef and everything else, and dairy, and look at us. Ever since that change has happened, and then the whole low fat thing, in the 80s, we're fatter by far. Everybody has diabetes, dementia, Alzheimer's, cancer like crazy. You know what I mean? And it's not like, ooh, what could be happening? It's obvious. And the actual scientists that do their work know what it is, and still nobody's doing it right. Like the whole conventional, and that was in the book about the American Heart Association and the whatever, I can't remember another one. They were all basically they were Ansel Keys and his buddies' puppets. You know what I mean? And they're the ones who've been like promoting this whole thing forever. And like they're supposed to be what's like, you know, promoting what's good for the nation. And they've been spouting this stuff, and it's wrong. It's dead wrong, literally. How many people have died? How many people have cancer from their promotion of this stuff? And it's not that like, I think they meant well in the beginning, but then they basically, anything that contradicted it, they pushed aside, didn't talk about, shut under, didn't give funding to. So like they kept their narrative going by just shutting everything else out, and there was plenty against it. So I don't know, it's crazy to me just how bad everything is, and they're still promoting the same eat low fat, don't eat meat, don't eat saturated fat, that's what's good for you, even though everybody's dying, everybody's sick. It's obviously it doesn't working, and it's obvious it's gotten much worse since they started promoting this. All right, that's it for now.